Hello, you wonderful degenerates, and welcome to Season 4, Episode 19 of Monster Mates.
Yes, everybody, welcome back.
Spencer, please choose a number between 1 and 90.
We're gonna go with 37.
37's a number you haven't chosen yet,
Yay.
and it is going to be the Quarians.
Oh my god! Yay!
So hold on.
Yay, best girl.
Female Quarian, which is a Mass Effect character, or a Mass Effect species, for those of you in the audience who do not know.
Alien.
So, before we get into it, what are we thinking?
I'll be honest, this is
a tough one.
That's a tough one. I'm going to say an 8.
Goodness sakes, alright.
Saying an 8. I'm biased, I guess. But there are aspects I like about him.
Indeed. I'm going to go right now. I'm going to stay at a 6 for right now until we get more information. Just on looks alone, I'm going with a 6. Let's see. And now we go into
the information in their
basically their biology and their culture. Alright, so we'll go into the biology. Quarians are generally shorter and of slighter build than humans. Quarians have an endoskeleton, lips, teeth, and 2 eyes with eyelids and tear ducts. Their ears or ear analogs differ in a notable fashion from those of humans, with reference made to, quote, what passes for the Quarian version of an ear, end quote. Their eyes can see into the ultraviolet end of the spectrum. Their suit HUDs can show information in those wavelengths. Quarian facial structure and hair makes them the most similar to humans out of all known sapient species. They also have 3 thick fingers on both hands, which include a thumb, an index finger, and a long finger, similar to the middle finger for humans, as well as 3 toes on each foot. Their lower legs are bowed backwards significantly compared to Asari or humans. Aside from hands and legs, their general body shape and sexual dimorphism is similar to humans. Male Quarians, however, appear to lack a 3rd toe. Like humans, Quarian blood is red. So this is going to be the most interesting part. Yes. The most distinguishing feature of Quarian biology is their weak immune system, compounded by centuries of living in sterile environments. As a result, all Quarians by necessity dress in highly sophisticated enviro suits to protect them from disease or infection if they are injured. Their suits can be compartmentalized in the event of a tear or similar breach to prevent the spread of contaminants, similar to a ship sealing off bulkheads in the event of a hull breach. Along with their suits, Quarians also have extensive cybernetic augmentations integrated into their bodies. A Quarian's lifespan is roughly equal to a human's, but is prone to be less if infection breaks into the suit. Let's see.
I think that's about it.
Yeah.
So, I personally, it's kind of like the, it's almost like the forbidden fruit, almost.
How so? Okay, explain.
Oh, it's like because very little people, from my understanding, playing the games and reading the book.
Right.
Basically, almost no one has seen what a Quarian looks like without their suit.
Right.
And so the idea of going in and it's like, I get to fucking see what a Quarian looks like and then fuck is hot as hell.
Okay, I'm following you.
It's the idea of you can't get this no matter what, and then when you get it, you're just like... the idea of it is almost more arousing than itself in the act in itself, almost.
Yes, you could also do the popular alternative. You just rip off the suit from the waist down and go to town.
I mean, yeah, you could.
Yes.
But at that point, you're just getting on a hole. You know?
I mean, look, you still just have, because look how cool the armors look.
Oh yeah, no, they're really cool looking.
Yes. So if you don't want anything to be ruined because you don't want to know what's underneath.
I mean, their mouth even has a perfect hole for you to stick your dick in.
Their gas filter is not going to fit a dick inside of it. Goodness sakes alive.
I'm sure they have, like, special ones.
I'm sure they may have some sort of things
I'm
for
sure
it.
they may.
But regardless of that,
like I said, the Quarian have always been one of those, and they are, I think the only thing about them that would kind of suck is that they are part of the flotilla, and the flotilla are kind of just crazy.
Yes, because their whole thing, I'm looking at the culture now, is that the whole thing about the Quarians is number one priority is survivability and sustainability.
Yes.
And that's pretty much it.
And for them to even have contact with you at all, they have to do all the antibiotics. They have to have all the herbs. They have to do everything precaution. So even the only downside I could see is if you have sex with one, you are going to have to wear, you're going to have to wear maybe like 3 condoms.
Don't worry, the third one makes it so that when the other 2 break, that one will be fine.
Exactly. You get it.
Oh, goodness.
And then you may even still have to wear like a protective bodysuit. It's just one of those things where you have to go through so many hoops just to treat this as a special case.
That, or you find a Quarian who's brave enough to just possibly get infected or sick, like one Tali Voss Normandy.
Yes. And she's like, in the games, is after you guys like, she goes, I'm sore. I have a sore throat. I'm cold. I got a cold going on, but totally worth it.
So if you can find one that's like that, you don't have to jump through this probably 17 different hoops to make sure that sex is sterile. Badoom-tish.
But the only real thing is it could be morally, oh no, I fucked the Quarian, now she's dead. You kind of have to live with that if you want to do it.
If somehow that happens, but we don't. Here's the thing: the main thing I'm trying to think of is what gets to the point for the Quarians of them having a potentially lethal illness from having sex with you. Is it from how hygienic you are as a person? Is it depending from Quarian to Quarian?
I think it's all of it.
Oh,
I think it is because from Quarian to Quarian, one, they are the same race,
right? Yes.
Of aliens. So I'm assuming there might be less unknowns,
right? And I'm just thinking
I imagine if you do, you're gonna have to take a shower. You're gonna have to use every kind of hard
anti-disinfectant on the earth.
On you.
Yep.
On yourself. You're gonna have to clean everything in your apartment and make sure there is nothing that's even germ-filled or anything. There's a lot of prep for this one. If you fuck a Quarian, you gotta prep.
Do you think a Quarian bathhouse would be popular in that case?
Here's the thing. I think they would have to have a lot of different Quarians.
Yes, I think so too.
They would need at least 40 to 50 Quarians, and only 10 are available each day.
Right.
Because they work that day.
And then they're done for the rest of it.
For the week.
Yes.
They are done for the week.
I feel like you could monetize that very well, though.
But then the people are like, I want my girl. Your girl's got 3 more days left.
Oh, goodness.
You gave her the flu, but she'll be back.
True. Also true. Goodness sakes.
Now, the thing is also, I would imagine if you have, a minor condition or something, or anything, I get a little cold or something, you have to prove, I bet you have to, you know what you have to do?
You have to do,
a doctor's note.
Yes.
You have to have a doctor's note saying, he's perfectly fit.
A full, clean bill of health.
Yes.
Every time you would want to do something like this.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my goodness.
That's absolutely what you have to do. You have to go to the doctor, get a doctor's note. He's perfectly healthy and fit and not sick at all. Okay. Go home, take a shower, use all the chemicals on your body, make sure you're clean. Clean your place, spotless, no matter what. clean your sheets, clean your pillows, as you should normally,
Mm-hmm.
but you gotta use the harder stuff on it.
While the entire time being basically watched over by 2 Quarian government officials to make sure you did everything correctly. That better be the best sex I've ever had, or no way would I go through all
They
those
don't
hoops.
get to watch the sex.
I know,
They get to
no,
watch
no.
me clean it.
Yes, they just watch you clean everything off in preparation. They don't watch it actually happen.
So, I'll be honest.
Mm-hmm. That better be the best sex in the world,
Even
or
if
there's
it's
no way.
Even if it's not,
Mm-hmm.
you do it once,
Uh-huh.
and you have the brag story to say, "I fucked a Quarian."
Yeah, you're right. It's just, goodness sakes.
It's. I would say if it's too much of a hassle to do all the time,
Mm-hmm.
I would say this is either you have someone you love and you want to keep going at it with them, and you're like, okay, I gotta do it. I understand what it means to do this all the time.
Yeah.
Zoom call meeting the Quarians, have them watch your fucking room as you do everything.
Oh, goodness. No, they'll have to bring you to a government mandated, like, sex shed to make sure it fits to their standards of sterile environments.
I don't like the term sex shed.
Well, you're welcome
The
for
term
it.
sex shed is scary. It's like the milk barn.
Oh, goodness.
You don't go to the milk barn.
Oh, man alive. Either way. Goodness. Ay, ay, ay. This is an absolute nightmare.
Like, when it comes to other... That's the thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you go to other races, like the Asari,
Yeah.
everyone loves the Asari.
Yep,
because
and
they are literally tailor-made to
Yep.
that race.
And we'll certainly get to that when we get that number.
But the Quarian is specifically anti-everybody.
Yep, everything outside can get us sick. We literally have to keep it to Quarians, or the species may go extinct.
And the only thing they can fuck rebelled against them.
Yes.
Their sex toys rebelled against them.
Yes. Their high functioning auto blow 17,000s decided to bite down the hardest.
Fun fact, you won't find this on the Wikipedia because they don't want you knowing, but the Geth used to be exclusively sex dolls.
Oh my goodness.
So,
Yes.
basically, I would go for this. But I think I
Okay.
would, unless it was Tali,
Mm-hmm.
if I'm just found a Quarian and we're both going at it, and I'm like, unless I want to pursue this, do this all the time and go to have the people watch me do it, go to the doctor, go do all the stuff,
Yep.
and maybe the sex shed,
Mm-hmm.
I would have to say, I'm good.
Yeah.
Unless I love the person or the sex was so good I can't not.
This would be, if the sex is that good, for me, this would probably be like a once a year type of thing, or twice a year type thing.
Yeah.
Literally, depending on how good the sex is, it will either be I do it the one time, or I make it like a annual thing, and that's it. I think with that, I think we can give our final ratings.
Okay.
So yeah.
For me, here are the pros.
Mm-hmm.
Mysterious.
Okay.
Elusive, because no one's done it.
Yep.
A majority of the Quarian ladies are extremely hot, and they have their own colors to them, which is kind of cute.
Yes.
We don't really know what they look like. We have like an inkling and an idea.
We know it's very similar to human physiology.
Yes, we don't.
Minus the 3 fingers and toes.
And before anyone says anything in the comments, no, in Mass Effect 3, the stock image doesn't count. That does not count of what a Quarian looks like.
Oh goodness.
I would personally say, if this was like a if the sex was great and you still had to go through all the steps, I give it like a 7. I went down one just because the idea of having to do all the precautionary steps.
Yep.
Now, taking out the joke ones of like the officials watching the section and whatnot, it's still a lot of prep. It's still a lot to do, and you still run the risk of, even if you fuck them, you can still kill them.
Right.
it's still a risk, but if they are okay with that risk, I'm okay with doing it.
Right.
And as long as you take the precautions and do everything, I can do it. But if the officials and whatnot counts, it's like a 1.
That's fair. For me, I'm gonna go with with keeping in mind that this may or may not be the best sex or one of the best kind of like sex sessions. With that in mind, I'm gonna keep this, or I'm gonna say this is a 4 for me. Honestly,
Ooh, that went down.
Yeah, went down 2 points.
What about it made you go down?
Because it's like all the prep work and the fact that having to do all of that and the sex may not even be that great is an absolute killer for me.
Gotcha.
It absolutely sucks. Even though, yes, all the Quarian girls that we know of are like super cool or super hot in some way. Just, no, it's not. I don't think it's worth it enough to go through all of that mess.
Even what about once? You do it once.
Yeah. If we're okay,
you know what I mean.
Yeah,
get that elusiveness.
Right. I'm trying to think. So
it's
even
like catching a shiny.
Yes. Even okay, with the stipulation that this would be a great sex session, even if it's just one time, I would still keep it at a 6. But with the chance of it not being great, like in the picture, it's a 4 for me.
Gotcha.
Even with the mysteriousness and how cool like the suits and potentially how they look underneath could be.
You really gotta go. Here's the thing. I will say this though. You really gotta go for the Quarian for their personality.
You really do. 110%.
You are not going for the Quarian for
the looks alone.
Looks alone because you don't know it, other than bust and ass size.
Unless you are really into combat suits.
Although I will say the Quarians have hips for days.
Yes, also true.
They have extremely tiny waists. I don't know what is up with their. They don't have a stomach, but all of their food goes straight to their hips and ass. I don't know what it is.
Oh, goodness. All right. What would you, ladies and gentlemen, rate a Quarian and why?
Please let us know down in the comments down below.
And be sure, if you enjoyed this episode, feel free to give it a like. If you want to see more content, please consider subscribing. And if you want updates on the show, please go follow us over on Twitter, or you can follow myself individually as well. And be sure to give love to the amazing artist who did the thumbnail for this episode.
Thank you so much. Bye.